What's up, everybody? CroatianSports.com nation. Antek Fartuc here. Wish we were here under better pretenses, but that was a tough pill to swallow today. Italy score against us in the last second of the game, but let's talk about it. Let's see what was good, what was bad, what was ugly. Here with the coach, Pete Novakovic. You all know him. He's a FIFA licensed player agent, was the men's and women's coach of LMU in the 90s. He knows his way around the MLS. Pete, welcome back. You're a huge proponent of CroatianSports.com, and just want to get your quick thoughts and on your emotion check, how you're feeling a couple hours after the game right now.
You know what? I'm still a little bit stunned, I think. It keeps like it's like a loop in my head that last minute. I didn't go back and watch it because it just keeps looping in my head. So I'm still a little bit stunned. I'm stunned that it could happen to somebody two times exactly the same way. So and and we could all start pointing fingers, but I think there's no fingers to point. I mean, we couldn't close out two games that we really had to, and we were in this tournament. So
I know.
it was a matter of, I think, what, 30 seconds with the Albanians and 30 seconds with probably a minute of soccer that we just couldn't close out.
Shocking. It's shocking
Yeah.
that we can close out. But Pete, welcome back. We'll get into it right now. I'm a little bit better. We're recording this about 4 hours after the game ended. Also joining us, you guys all know him, Mr. Ante Zoric, huge Croatian collector here. What do I always call you? Top two, top three in the world, Croatian jersey collector. Where's your ranking right now? Where's your ranking?
Definitely top three. Definitely top three.
What are you gonna share with?
Well, like my friend Rijeka, he's got over 100 Croatian goalkeeper shirts, and I don't. I have a couple. I have a couple rare
Wow.
ones. I have a couple rare ones, but he's got basically all the other ones I have plus 100 goalkeeper shirts. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean that's pretty hard to compete with. And then there's a guy in Split that probably has more than me, but I have some of the rare ones.
Can you share with us what you picked up this week?
I just picked up today Luka Sucic's game-worn shirt against Albania, which I really wanted because he came in and changed that game. So and I'm looking at him as a real bright prospect for Croatia. I think he's going to be one of the leaders of this team. I thought he did well today. He came in, he had a great shot early in the match. Donnarumma saved, and then he had that cross to Budimir that changed the game for us and put us in the put us in the opportunity to win that game.
Led to the goal. I chatted with him on through Instagram DM after the match. And in all respect, he says, I'm not ready to talk, but let's talk in the next few weeks. It's look, this draw, which feels like a loss, obviously is very raw with us right now. Like that one hurt. That one felt like a knife in the back. That one felt like Turkey 2008 all over again. Like that's how much it hit my soul today. That one hurt. That one hurt today.
I mean, we were talking a little bit before we went on, and how many Euros have we been to? We've been to 96. We missed 2004, that's 2. 08, 3. 12, 4. 16, 5. 26. This is the 7th Euro. And when you look, we've gone out 3 times, like, tragically. I mean, when you look at Turkey, you look at Portugal in 2016, and now, I mean, those are like really, really, really bad endings,
Really bad. And you said it.
Yeah.
You said it on in our text today. You go how Modrić came into his Euro against Turkey, and this is his last Euro against Italy.
I mean, it's sad. It's sad,
We're gonna make a Netflix special about this.
This is the thing, is you guys know this. Once you get into the knockouts, it's a whole new ball game. It's one game at a time, and that's where Dalić he's really thrived at just finding a way to get to that next game, whether it's penalties, whether it's, we always find a way. And that's what we were all hoping for. We were all hoping to get to Switzerland and then see what happens. You beat Switzerland, you're in the top 8 and that advancing past the second round in Euro continues to elude us. We've never won a knockout game at the Euros in 7 Euros. It's crazy.
Euros have not been kind to us. I'm pretty sold that we sold our souls and all of our chips into the World Cup and we have to pay for it during Euros. I mean, the fact that we went to back-to-back semifinals of the World Cup and a final, that's unheard
I
of.
mean, if I'm gonna pick, I'll take the World Cup every time for deep runs, you know. But it's just weird that we just can't take that next step in the Euros.
I know. I know.
So
Hey guys,
we'll see.
soccer is a funny game. I think everybody said it after the game today. You know, a lot of our players are saying soccer is it's a cruel game. It could be a really cruel game. I mean, think about it, guys. You know, the Italians won. They didn't qualify for the World Cup in 18. They won the European Cup in 20 and didn't qualify for the World Cup in 22. I mean, it's a brutal
Bizarre.
game, you know. So maybe they've traded their souls for European Cups. I don't know, but I mean, it's a brutal game. I mean, think about it. I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, like you said earlier, on that anything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Type of Murphy's Law with Croatia today. But you know, it wasn't today's game. It was, you know, listen, I put as much weight on the Albania game, not winning that. You win that game, this game's a different game today. You know,
Yep.
so you know, you've got to put yourself. Here's the thing that we've done really well, and Dalić has done really well, and our team has done really well. We've put ourselves in very good positions to win. I think we really put ourselves, you know, our backs up against the wall on this one. You know, I mean, it was, you know, beat Italy or bust. We had no room. There was no wiggle room.
But you know what, Pete? We got the first goal, and I thought that was going to be enough, and then we'd bunker after that.
Yeah.
It would be fine. But
After Hungary scored that goal, late goal last night, we don't. That's not in our DNA. Our DNA is to keep the ball, to attack, you know, and you know, to keep possession. I think, you know, and we didn't do that this afternoon. But like I said, no one's specific and no one to blame.
I don't know. It's just the thing is everything was fine until the end. If we had won that game, we would all be happy. We would all be talking about the second round. We would all be talking about how great the game was. But I mean, obviously there was things we could have done better, but we were just so close. We were there. We had it. You know, one more possession. Somebody just fouls one of those guys outside the box.
Yep.
Dude, stop the momentum.
Right.
They had a lot of momentum going in the last 20 minutes. They were doing all the attacking, you know, and we were doing a bad job holding the ball. Like, you got to still play. You can't just kick the ball and let them come at you again. I don't know.
Well, let me
it's
ask
hard.
this. Let me ask you guys this. I have a good, I have a bad, and I have an ugly. Those are my three categories tonight. Where do you want to start? You want to start with good, bad, or ugly?
I don't know, man.
Let's talk about the good. Let me go optimistic really quick, because we're obviously it's going to be negative. It's going to be negative. It's going to revolve around the next two words, 8 minutes. We're going to get to that in a second, because that 8 minutes is ridiculous. The good is Sucic is the real deal. How about that pop inside the first 5 minutes? It was like an 85-mile-per-hour shot that Donnarumma had to save. That's what we need. That's what we need moving forward. He's still a kid. We don't know where he's going to move from Salzburg this summer, but that's the center attacking midfielder that we need to push forward, to shoot the ball from outside of the box. And guess what? We played him as a winger. He's not a winger. Dalić played everyone outside of position for the last 3 games. Let me get both of your guys' take on Sucic, because I've always said he's going to be the real deal for the past 2 years.
I'm just going to say he's the future. He's definitely the future.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see Vida, Brozović, and Perisic stepping aside. And you know, once Brozović leaves, I think you'll see Kovacic stepping back if Modrić is still going to be there, which it sounds like he didn't, you know, say he was going to retire. I don't know if he's going to come back, but I think we're going to see Sucic in that role behind the striker, where's his most natural position. And you know, we've been missing a guy there that can get in between the lines, that can be a scoring threat, because Kovacic can make that final pass. But when you have the ball around the box and you're not a scoring threat, the defense can give you a little bit of space, you know, and you can't do that with Sucic. You have to get close to him, and then he can either make that deadly pass, or he can take a touch to the left and hit it. And we've been really missing that in the offensive midfield.
I mean, we haven't had a shot like that since Zaccagni left.
No, true.
No.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
You know what? I always felt like, you know, we play with 3 point guards up there in the midfield. And when you have 3 point guards in basketball, you just go let them pass the ball around, whatever. all these teams know we can't shoot from far off, so they stop at the 18-yard line, they build their wall, and we can't break their wall. And I think that's where we've gotten stuck since 2018. But look, Sucic, I love that he got the start today. I would have wanted Brozović to sit. We'll get to Brozović in a second for an extra added attacker because we needed to score first today, and we did score first today, which I thought was going to give us the win. But another positive, I feel like everyone's shrink. I'm getting texts from Australia. I'm getting texts from Europe. I'm getting texts from North America. And like, I got to start charging these people on the hourly, but I'm over the defeat today. I'm emotionally just separated from it. It sucks. It's Turkey, like you said. It's Portugal, like you said. But what we've done since 2016 has been absolutely almost a miracle. Like what
I think we didn't mention another thing that was really, really good today was our goalkeeping. I thought Livakovic did a great job today. He kept us in the game with that header save, and then also he was coming out for crosses today. He punched like 3 or 4 balls, and so that's the Livakovic that we need. You know, I thought he did a really good job today, and that was definitely one of the bright spots of the day.
I loved them today, but the thing is, when you talk about your goalie or your defense, and if you don't mention them, that means they're doing a good job. Just like a referee, if you don't mention the referee, he's doing a good job.
Well, we needed him today because Italy they were a good team. They were a good team. They attacked us. They had some good chances. You know that they had some good chances with the head, and they couldn't get it on target. Or that one Livakovic saved. A couple went wide, I remember. But
he was huge today.
It's hard. It's hard when all the pressure was on us. You know, so you could I think you could feel a bit of the nerves in the players. And listen, Italy knew they had not much to lose. They say even worst case scenario, we lose, we still have a chance to go through with 3 points, right?
Yeah.
We had all the pressure today.
Right.
So
right.
it made the game very challenging for us, and we did a good job for the most part. I mean, if we just held on for a little bit longer, like I said, we'd be talking a whole different conversation.
It's 10 seconds. We were 10 seconds away from the round of 16. But my thing is, my last good thing is, besides us being spoiled since 2016, we were only one of 6 European teams since 2016 to make every knockout round game. We're talking about the Frances, the Englands, the Portugals, the Spains. It was us and Switzerland. Italy's not in there. Germany's not in there. Belgium's not in there. The Dutch aren't in there. Like, we've had one hell of a run. And then you get spoiled. All these Croatian fans like, we're going to the final. We're going to the final. We're going to the final. I'm like, we don't have wingers. We don't know who our striker is. But look, who showed up for us today? Who scored that goal today? And how much did it mean to Modrić? I mean, that was magical watching him run around there like a teenager. Like that was awesome. Even after missing the penalty kick.
Yeah, but it was on the same play. You know, so it was amazing that.
No, it wasn't on the same play. Wasn't on the same
pretty
play.
much. It was 30 seconds later. The ball
33
came out.
seconds after he missed the penalty.
It was Sucic.
The ball came out and came back in. It was the same play.
Sucic dropped that ball in.
Yeah, but it was less than a minute after, so it was very quickly.
It was the same play because what happened was he missed the penalty.
Oh no, Pete's MIA. Pete's MIA.
And then within 33 seconds we scored that goal, so it was put back in. Am I breaking up, guys?
Yeah, you're breaking up. Breaking up. And of course, the podcast starts breaking at the end of the tournament. That's so appropriate.
That's Murphy's Law.
I was gonna say no. I don't call it the same play, but Sucic brought that ball back in. Budimir got a poke on it, and then Modric goes top shelf. But let me ask you guys this: Modric should never be taking penalty kicks for us ever again. I know he's our captain, but come on, that's got to be Krama.
Yeah, I mean, he just seems very nervous when he's taking them. You know, like Rakitic had a big confidence about him stepping up and taking PKs. Where Modric, you always just feel like, ooh, it doesn't seem like he really wants to take it, but he's doing it because he's the captain. You know, because he's supposed to be the leader. There's nothing wrong with having somebody else take that. So, I mean, it was really bad that he missed, but he very quickly scored the goal, so you can't complain, you know.
He still makes me so nervous, but how magical that if the game would have ended 1-0, Modric
with the winner, yeah,
with the winner against Italy. I mean, look, hey, the Italians still haven't beaten us.
No,
that's one silver lining, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But it's just like, I don't know. We've been so spoiled, and we're in a generational gap right now where the Baturinas and the Sučićes are gonna come up. Let's see what Roko Šimić comes up with. You know, Ljubicic. There's a bunch of kids coming up. So
Yeah.
I hated the American broadcasting today. Landon Donovan can suck one. Lexi Lawless, I don't even want to start with that.
No, I thought Landon did an okay job.
Landon hates us. Landon hates us. Landon
Okay.
hates us. Did you watch the game on Fox today?
Yeah.
Oh, he was grilling us all day long. Grilling us all day long. But look, this is what I want to ask you guys. Officiating. How much did officiating go into us losing that game? Talking about the 8 minutes and all the fouls in the second half.
I know Pete was talking about them calling a lot of, I think they were calling a lot of soft fouls on us, and it felt like that. There were some I was like, I don't know, they were just kind of fighting for the ball where you don't,
Right.
there was no direct intent to foul the player, and so I thought that
Go ahead,
he
go on
was
to finish.
he was just refereeing. I felt like very soft when it came to our defense. He was giving them a lot more the benefit of the doubt, a lot more of those 50-50 calls. And you could say whatever you want, but I mean that does make a difference. Getting a free kick in our half, every time, like every time Pogačić is going challenging some guy, like I don't know, it's a lot of yellow cards, and it puts the guys on edge because that you can't do another foul because it's a red card. So then you
Right.
have to be
Right.
more careful, and so your
Right.
defense can't be as intense, and it definitely makes a difference.
Well,
I mean, look, Pete's, we're gonna upgrade Pete's Wi-Fi.
no, my wife, I'm in the kitchen now, guys. I'm good.
All right.
You can't play as aggressive as you'd like to play, and that's what I thought was really weird. He was calling ticky-tack fouls, but then like 5 seconds after the foul, he'd pull his yellow card out. And I was like, why is he pulling his yellow card out? He called a foul. It was a foul, maybe a foul, but wasn't a yellow card foul, and then he's pulling the yellow card out. He's taking down names and numbers, and I'm saying to myself, okay, what he's trying to do? He's trying to get rid of another player here. He's trying to get rid of another Croatian player because then you have to think about going in for a tackle the way this guy's calling the game. Because I actually thought before the end of the game we'd be down to 10 men. I thought that for sure.
It was it got gritty at the end. I thought he called a great first half. I'm glad he went to VAR pretty quickly and called a penalty pretty quickly. I thought that was fair. That was an obvious handball. But look, this is what Stanisic said after the game, and Stanisic plays in the Bundesliga for Leverkusen. Quote unquote, I think we're all disappointed. It's terrible what we've experienced here. We conceded a goal twice in added time, and today everything was called against us. Every contact was a foul. Terrible. They got 8 minutes of injury time. I don't know why. Unquote. Like that's a guy that plays in the Bundesliga. That's clearly visibly upset about the refereeing.
So if you say that Landon's against us, I'll tell you who does like us is Peter Schmeichel.
Oh yeah, he's a big fan. He's a big fan of ours.
He said to Chiellini when they first broke to the guys back at the studio, the first thing he said was, I don't know where this, he goes, you're lucky. He goes, Mr. Chiellini, because he goes, I don't know where this Dutch referee found 8 minutes in this game, to add on to. He goes, I have no idea where he found 8 minutes. And Schmeichel said that it was his first comment that he said that times were lucky because he didn't know where the 8 minutes came from for this game. And I agreed, and I heard that from a lot of people. Actually, Landon and his cohort, when they first saw the 8 minutes, they both said it was a Qatar 8 minutes because in Qatar they were giving like 10 and 12 and 14 minutes. And they both mentioned how bad it was in Qatar, the extra time and how much it was, and nobody understood why.
They haven't been doing that this Euro, Pete. That was the first time I've seen over 6 minutes at this Euro.
That's what I'm saying. So when they saw the 8 minutes, they both said, uh-oh, this is a Qatar 8 minutes. This is like a World Cup, why the 8 minutes? So I think everybody questioned the 8 minutes. Nobody saw this game. I mean, I thought 5 or 6. I thought 5 for sure.
Six tops.
I thought 5, just like the Albania game. I thought 5, and then we could hold them. You know what I mean? But 8 minutes, I was like, wow.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought it was too much. I was thinking 5-6 max. When I saw 8, I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good.
Nope.
Look, guys. We knew once we scored, we were gonna have to weather the storm because we flipped strategies with the Italians. They were bunkering the whole time and playing defense, and we were coming at them. And once we scored that goal, we started bunkering, and they started coming at us. And we lost a little bit of our offensive prowess. I would have loved the second goal, obviously. It didn't come. But we were not good in the last 10 minutes of the game in time wasting, in keeping the ball, taking it to the flags. Gvardiol was messy on a couple shots, just kicking the ball all over the place. I mean, we weren't professional in the last 10 minutes. We weren't.
Yeah. I don't know. And then we were talking a little bit about the subs, like I'm not sure why Kova went off when he did, unless he asked for a sub, but I thought Kova was doing a really good job in the midfield today. Brozović, we talked about him a little bit. Nobody wanted him to start, but he actually came out defensively. He was good. He was solid. He was running. He was tackling. He was giving away some balls he shouldn't have maybe. But overall, I thought his performance was positive today. I don't know why Mayed was playing next to, basically in Kova's position, because he's not a defensive player. He's an offensive midfielder. That goal, you can say whatever you want. That player split Brozović and Mayer and found, that the Italian player on the left wide open. I don't know where Juranovic was on that play. I don't know how somebody could be so open and not being followed in our own half. Like, there was several mistakes there. But if you have a pure defensive midfielder there, or even a defender there, I don't know if he gets through there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to get through there to be able to make that pass. Because if you have a defender, if you watch the replay again, for some reason that ball's coming to the Italian player and Mayer's foot is going to the right for some reason instead of going to the left. And that one step cost us, yeah. He lost the guy there. And we talked about it. We said somebody should have just, whether it was with their cleats up or whatever, just tackle the guy.
Kill him.
Just tackle the guy. You got 10 seconds left. You'd much rather have a free kick at the top of the box than have a guy with a wide open shot in the box. And that's what it was. So we didn't, unfortunately, stop that momentum, and it led to the goal. And the guy you have to give the guy credit. He hit an amazing shot, upper corner.
Amazing shot.
And, Livakovic, there's nothing he could do there. And then that was the game.
No,
so
but you can't let that guy run 20 yards straight down the middle of the pitch. You know who you want on that play? Šibanić would have Suleimani'd him in 4 seconds.
Yeah. Somebody was telling me that the Italian player pulled back Šutalo from getting closer to that player too. I didn't watch it yet. I didn't really see it, but my thought is, listen, we didn't bring any defensive midfielders. We brought a bunch of offensive midfielders. We didn't bring a Jakic. We didn't bring a Moro. Maybe one of those guys in there, maybe a defender in there instead of Mayed to defend.
What about Dalić?
And then not only that, but we had no like fast forward. Like, imagine you got a Ljubicic who can run for days. He's got that profile kind of like Manjo. He's long. He's got long strides, and he can run to get he can press those Italian forwards. Where Budimir is, he tries, but he doesn't have the pace of a Ljubicic, who I think we're going to be seeing in the next qualifying, as long as he keeps scoring goals, for his club.
We have players coming up. We know that. We have the Ljubicic. Sucic is already up. Baturin is.
Yeah, we hope Roko Simic starts scoring some goals. He had some good periods for his club in Austria as well.
Who was pressing? Who was pressing the most right after he scored today? Modrić was up there.
He was.
And then he got tired. I think he just got too tired and had to get subbed out. I'm baffled by the Kovacic sub. I'm baffled by that. When he came off for Ivanušić, I'm like, what are we doing here? Why not put it? Is Dalić even healthy? Why he didn't get any love this tournament? So I was confused by that. Why he couldn't come in?
I was surprised Budimir didn't start.
Yeah, well, he wanted to start Kanama, and he wanted to start Sucic, and he wanted to start Pasha, so they can't all start. The only way they can all start, all those guys can start, is if you drop Broz and you put Sucic in front, in front of Kova and Modric, and then you can have Budimir up top and Krama left and Pasalic right. He had an idea, and Budimir came in and he still made the difference. He was involved in the goal and he gave us a chance to win. So you got to give huge credit to Budimir this tournament. 2 games, I think he did really well.
Yep.
2 games he did well. Spain, he didn't have much service, but he scored a goal against Albania and he was involved in the goal today. So you have to, right now he's looking like our first striker. That's in my opinion.
Kramar scored against Albania.
Sorry. Yeah, he had 2 assists, Budimir.
Yeah, he had 2 assists, and then
Yeah.
Sucic had that own goal assist, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Budimir should have scored that goal against Spain and missed his kneecap by a second. And every single game, even though the 3-0 loss to Spain was tight, in my opinion, because we could have scored.
We could add 2 goals. Petkovic makes a penalty, and then Budimir scores that goal.
Stanisic had a semi-sitter in front of goal, half open net. Budimir with that could have been 3-2, maybe 2-2, whatever. Albania, we came back. We played like shit for the first half, but we came back from that. Should have closed that out. Italy, we should have closed out. The only thing I don't like about the 3 games that we're talking about, we were never in control of the entire game, all 3 of them from the beginning.
No, definitely not.
That's my issue.
The first halves of Spain and Albania were horrible. I mean, like really.
Well,
really.
let's make it all 3 on there. The first halves of all 3 games were bad for us.
Yeah,
I'm okay with Italy. I'm okay with Italy. I'm okay.
We didn't show much.
No, listen, guys. Again, our attack against Italy was just like it was against Spain. I mean, we knocked the ball around. We looked for holes. We played it wide.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
But you've got, at some point, you've got to put the ball in the box or have a runner. I mean, listen, you guys can knock Landon, but he was right. We need to have somebody run in the box and run behind the defense and alongside the defense. We had no people doing that. We had nobody running through the box looking for a ball. Nobody.
Pete,
that's Budimir though. Kramer can't do that. We all know Kramer can't.
I know
do that.
That's why I would like to see Budimir in the first half.
You can't have Kramer as a lone forward. We know that. We know that doesn't work, and he did it today.
He gets lost, guys. He gets lost in the box. It's easy to mark him out of the box.
I mean, he's dangerous. He's dangerous when he gets that ball at his feet in the box because he's very tricky.
And when he's facing the goal, yes.
Yeah. He's really good at that. He's really good at that fake and that push the ball to the right and try to shoot it or pass it. So he's a very clever player, but you still need a big number 9 in front of him, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you see, Budimir, there was several times where he got the long balls into him, and he created fouls. Like he held the ball up, where the Italians have to foul him outside the box.
Yeah, Kramer can't do that. He's a different profile. That's all.
No, you're right.
But Pete, let me ask you this: is you're talking about players running in, in the box and behind and making some chaos in the box. Out of that lineup that we had today, which Croatian player is going to do that?
You know what? I thought Paslic would be more busy, like creating some more danger, from one of the winger positions and trying to get into the box, or at least take a guy on to get into the box, or try to run from the corner if you got a ball wide, run at a player or something like that. But we never did. It's like guys got the ball in that corner, and it was like bring the ball back. There was never like a full, okay, I'm going to take this guy on now, full head of steam, you know what I mean, and just go and see what happens. Because listen, they have to react somehow. Either they react and bring another defender over and slide over and take the ball away from you every time. You create a corner, maybe you get a ball through in the box. But it's just, we never had the personnel there. We never had enough people there in the first half. Like I said, I think Budimir gives you a better presence than what we had starting against Italy today.
I would have liked to start a true striker in Budimir today. I hated that he started Brozović. Broz had a great game defensively. I'll give him that.
I think today was his best game.
Yeah, it was his best game by far today. Yeah,
it was, but he wasn't good offensively. He gave the ball away almost too easily and on too many
several times without pressure.
Yeah, I didn't like that. And then we did fine defensively until the last 10 seconds, but still, Pongracic, I didn't like that start. I'm talking about if before the game started. I'm saying that now is I didn't like those 2 starts. But look, if we're gonna play a CDM, I'd honestly move Kova to like a 6, the 6 role, 6.5 I like to call it. So it sounds like Modrić is gonna stay 2 more years. It just sounds like that. I just had that feeling.
He's not gonna leave on this note. I think he's too proud to leave on this note.
Look, hey, I made it as a half joke. a year and a half ago, and I asked him, but I go, hey, I'll see you back here in LA in 2026. And he says, that's a long time from now, but I'm going to run that reel for the next 6 months, let me tell you, because how cool is it when he scored and you have 40,000 Croatian fans just chanting Luka, Luka, like he means so much to our country. He's kept us on the map. It's amazing. You named, how many kids are named Luka now, huh, Pete?
Guys, he's an icon. He's a hero. I mean, he really is. He's a living Croatian legend. I mean, he will go down in history as being the best Croatian soccer player ever. And you know what? I mean, he's in discussions now of being one of the greatest midfielders ever. So it's not just Croatian. It's the fact that he might globally go down as one of the best midfielders to ever play the game. And I think people are putting him on that pedestal.
I mean, the guy's what 6 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid, and I mean, this time he didn't start in the final, but all those other 5, he was instrumental in those final games.
Right,
huge.
And guys, listen,
yeah.
I don't think he leaves the national team as long as he's playing in Europe, right? So as long as he's there and playing with Real Madrid, he's going to try to help Croatia qualify and do anything he can. Listen, he might realize also that at some point there's a reduced role. I mean, he turns 39 in September. But I mean, him being around, him being the guy to be your catalyst, to give you motivation. Listen, the passion in his heart is absolutely amazing. I mean, you miss that penalty. Other guys put their heads down, like, oh, shucks, and, are cursing the gods. What is he doing? He's chasing, he's running, he's trying to get the ball back. He's trying to make something happen. And he does. He makes it happen,
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to see his passion, his energy translates to good things for Croatia all the time.
He looked devastated after the loss today.
Oh,
I mean,
he looked the worst thing for him, I think, was he wasn't on the field. I think that was the hardest thing for him. Those 8 minutes for him to watch that last 8 minutes were the hardest thing he's ever done.
That sucks. He won man of the match. I've never seen a man in the match with tears in his eyes before. It's eerie.
Yeah,
he won
man of the match, the oldest guy to ever score in a European Cup, ever. And he was man of the match, and we bomb out. I mean, come on.
I mean, he also got best player of the World Cup after he lost the final. So
that's right.
It's a sad trend, but he scored he scored a huge goal today, and he put us in a great opportunity to advance. And unfortunately, he went off because he was very intense today. He was pushing, he was pressuring, he was fighting, and he couldn't do it anymore. That's it. Yeah. So he gave it his all, and I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him that we couldn't give him more because he deserves more. But at the end of the day, we got 6 goals in 3 games, 2 late goals, and 1 loss and 2 ties. That's our group. That's what we did, and we don't deserve to go through. And if we do happen to somehow find a miracle and England has their best game and beats Slovenia 3-4-0, it would be fun to see how it all plays out.
We're still going to be scoreboard watching this week.
Well, listen, until you're mathematically not out, you're in it, right? So I mean, technically, I was shocked that there was still any possibility for us to be in it when I read that later.
With 2 points, I know, it's crazy.
I'm like, how can we possibly be in it? But like we said before, Portugal was in with 3 ties the year they won it. 3 ties from their first round games with 3 points. So I mean, anything can happen. Listen, I don't. England is not some scoring threat, even with all their good players. They haven't scored more than 1 or 2 goals a game here, and yeah, I just don't see it happening.
We've seen crazier things in sports. We've seen
we've seen crazier things happen to our national team this last week than I've ever seen in a lot of sports.
We've been very unlucky. It'd be nice for the football gods to throw us a bone,
Yeah.
On that point, look, you know how I feel? I kind of feel today. Imagine how the Brazilians felt in 2022 after us. I feel that's how they feel. How we feel right now.
They must have been. Listen, there's a lot of people that were excited to see Croatia get knocked out today because we've zinged a lot of big countries.
We broke a lot of hearts for sure.
We did. Listen, we broke a lot of hearts. The Russians, Denmark. I mean,
England. What about England? The whole country.
Yeah. England in the semifinals. I mean,
Brazil to play Argentina in the semifinal of the World Cup. England to go to the World Cup final. We've pissed off a lot of people. We've had a
Yeah.
great run,
we
guys.
have.
We've had a great
You know,
run.
so we've had, listen, guys, we've had our good, our stretch of good luck too. We'd be, we'd be idiots to say we haven't had that. But listen, with that comes the other side of the lining, so somebody's got to lose. And unfortunately for us, it was, this cup was not our cup. And listen, everybody said we were in the group of death. I believe this was the toughest group.
100%.
I thought I was the team that surprised me so far in this cup out of all the teams I've watched, and I've watched a lot of the games. The team that really, to me, is head over shoulders better than any other team is Spain. Spain is the best team right now.
I agree. They're the favorites.
And by far, I think by far. I mean, Spain played 10 different players that played against Italy. They substituted 10 players in their lineup and still won 1-0 today and could have won by a few more. 10 players. That means Spain has a first and second team that can probably do damage in a cup like this. So Spain's been rebuilding. They've been retooling, right? They've had a good transition. They're lucky. They've got some in-between guys like Morata and stuff that can help them kind of get over that edge and bring in the young guys. I think that's going to happen with us slowly over time. But I'll tell you right now, I haven't been impressed with anybody. There's nobody in this cup that I said, you know what, these guys are better than us 5 out of 7 days a week. But Spain was. Spain could probably beat us 3 out of 4 times.
I don't know. Germany looks pretty good. France is always dangerous. I mean, you got your normal kind of England.
Yeah.
England has looked poor, but that they're capable of beating anyone. So it's like it's gonna be interesting.
Well, France. I'll tell you what. France. The big thing with them is Mbappe ever going to play with that mask on? I mean, he's going to have to at some point. He's going to have to at some point. And I think maybe this next game he probably plays a little bit to test that mask because he's got to play. They're different without him.
No excuses. No excuses. Gvardiol played with a mask. Maya played with a mask, and they all played better. Now, knowing what I know, I would have put all our Croatian players in a mask this tournament. We probably would have played better with it. So no excuses. He'll be fine. Mbappe will be fine. But look, this is what I'll say is we've had a great run. We've had a great run, and this truly was the Murphy's Law tournament. When you get that feeling. We all get that feeling going, something's not right here, or something is right here. When Budimir misses that, when Stanisic misses that, the sitter, Petkovic misses a penalty kick, and then it translates.
It's just, it's disappointing because we look so good against Portugal. Like we look like we controlled that match, and coming to the tournament, you're coming in feeling like, let's go. We can do something here. And then
it's still a friendly. It's still a friendly.
But you just start giving up these horrible, cheap goals. And it was just like really started off really, really poorly against Spain. And okay, you lose that game. You still got 2 more games and then disaster and then disaster. So it's just, we just want to forget. We just want to forget about this. If we're not going to the second round, we just want to forget about this tournament and start thinking about the future. We didn't mention Kama. He's what? How old is he? 33, 34?
33 now.
33. So, he might be done too. I mean, next World Cup, he's 35. He might not be coming back either. So
I could see him one more cycle. I think Broz is done. I think Vida
Perisic. I think Perisic is going to be done too. I don't think Perisic has another 2 years in him. After that knee surgery, I think he's done. And then it's gonna make room for some youngsters. We'll see. We'll see how they're incorporated. We'll see what's going to happen with Dalić. Is Dalić going to want to stay? Is he going to want to stay on for 2 more years?
He's contracted.
I'll tell you what's not. I'll tell you what's not fair and what's not right. I don't think. Listen, it's easy for us to be armchair quarterbacks. It's easy for everyone to be. He has tough decisions to make: who to put in, who not to put in, who to play, what's the best thing for the team. Listen, I'm sure he loves Croatia. He loves when we win. I'm sure he tried his hardest and worked his hardest to get the best lineup together, to get us over the hump. It didn't happen. I just hope the Croatian press is nice to him because he's done a lot for us. It seems like they're brutal. Some of the first stuff coming out that I'm seeing is pretty brutal. But, the man has a job. It's a difficult job being the national team coach. And you're going to always get criticized. If your team wins, it's because you have good players. If you lose, it's because you have a bad coach. And you know, I hope that they don't tear him apart because Dalić, he deserves more respect than that.
That would be unfair. Look, I don't
Yes.
agree with all his tactics. I don't. And I'm gonna ask you guys about Broz, and then we'll get out of here. Dalić deserves a statue in every trg in Croatia, just as Modric does. What him and Modric have done together since that 2017 Čačić collapse has been nothing short of a miracle. We're playing with house money with him. I don't agree with all his strategies, starting 11s and tactics, but we can't just be like, it's the breakup. I'm breaking up with my girlfriend and screw
Right.
it. It's been a great relationship. And did I want us to win today? Of course, and we didn't, and we fell short. I think Modrić stays on. I think Dalić stays on. He's contract till 2026. It's a long cycle. Almost half of Europe is going to qualify for the World Cup in 2026. And I just have a feeling that Modrić is going to play until he's 40, and he's going to retire in Croatian checkers. And I feel he's going to do the Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant outro, where he's gonna say before the qualifying cycle starts, he's gonna say, "This is it, guys. Come out to my game. This is my last hurrah." He's never done that yet, and I think he's gonna do that. Just like Toni Kroos said, "This is my last season with Real Madrid. I'm going out."
We'll call it Zadnji Ples.
Zadnji Ples.
That's right.
Copyright that now.
No, guys. It's
last
it
dance
can't be Zadnji Ples. It's got to be Zadnji Kolo.
That's funny. No, yeah, I mean, what you guys said about Dalić, I mean, you got to give him huge credit. He took us to 4 tournaments now. We advanced in 3. We got medals in 2. Not talking about the Nations League. We're talking about major tournaments. And you know, we were 10 seconds away from advancing in this one. So he's put us in great situations to win big trophies, and he deserves nothing but support. And, you know, he handled one generation change already. A lot of people forget that after the 2018 World Cup, 2022, we had 7 new starters in the starting lineup, 7. So, and he achieved almost the same, you know, very close results. So we have to give him credit, and we have to see how he handles this new generation change. I'd like to see him try playing with some wingers to see how that looks. Because, you know, I don't know. This kind of Karama wide, I don't know. If you're going to play Karama as a second striker, you got to put him right behind the forward, you know, and put 2 wingers wide and let them whip balls into both of them. That's what I think. I don't like all these players playing out of position. I'm not a big fan of that, but it's worked in the results. But our football is it's just not fluid, you know. It's off balance. You could feel it. It's off balance. Players are not playing at natural positions. They're not getting wide to the line. They're not going at people. So I think there's things that could definitely improve, but we all have to support Dalić and hope that we can get to the next World Cup and try for another deep run.
Yeah, I saw a lot of stuff on Insta and on Twitter today of like throwing Dalić in the trash can and stuff. That's messed up because he's brought us so much joy the past 6 years. So much joy,
guys.
With house money.
I was just gonna say, if there's no Dalić, there's no second place, there's no third place. That's just people have to realize that he came in when in a desperate situation. He brought us out
when nobody wanted the job.
Nobody
actually wanted that job.
We've heard they asked several coaches before Dalić. He was the only one to step up and say, "Let's go." And you have to give him huge credit for taking the team, and he's done miracles with this with our team. He's brought up the entire quality of the national team. He's brought up like a new, I don't even know what you want to call it. He's brought us up several levels to where
a new pedigree.
You expect, and it's, you know, if you don't get through a group stage now, you feel like it's a failure. Where before, I mean, for a while there, we weren't advancing in World Cups and Euros, you know. Okay. So we're at another level now. You know, we're competing with the best teams in Europe. So I really like to see what he can do in the next 2 years. And I'm hoping that you know, we can get another good result with him, and then it's up to him what he wants to do, because that's his contract's until the World Cup, right?
I think it'll happen. Let me ask both of you this, and then we'll get out of here. Because my thing is Dalić the best tactician in the world? Is he a Pep? Is he an Ancelotti? You know, is he a
Bielsa? No.
Bielsa, he's the Uruguayan coach now. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he? No, he's not. Is he a Jurgen Klopp? He's not. But hey, man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Zordich, you're a poker player. You know, you'll take a monster flop with the deuce 7 all day long. He's had that lucky rabbit's foot, and you know what? It ran out by 10 seconds today.
It did. It
Ran out by
did.
10
And
seconds.
you know, so we have to see. We have to give him another chance, and you know, see how he does. I'm interested to see how this team's going to change with a few of these faces leaving, and I think we do have some good players to step in, and we have to see how they gel with these with our veterans.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of bright spots. I think our defense is young. Hopefully, we got some experience now with this tournament, and we can move forward.
You know what I loved what he did today, Pete and Anta? He started Sucic in a game we were praying to start Sucic a little bit out of position because unfortunately he played Broz. I didn't want him to start Broz today. I don't think we needed a CDM in this game, but he played well defensively. 2 questions and we'll get out of here. What do you boys think of him in a must-win game playing the young Luka Sucic?
Pete.
Yeah, I think it's great that he did that. I think it shows I think the team, it shows that specific player, and it shows everybody in the world that we're not afraid to bring in a young guy and start a young guy if we think he's going to make a difference for us. So I think it was really good that he did that. I think that it also showed that Dalić is not so rigid with the lineup that he's just, he's going to just put anybody on. And it's just going to be the same guys all the time, whether we win or lose so I think it shows a lot of faith in the system and that we're bringing up young players and we're going to put them in positions that might be difficult for a younger player, but we need to do that in order for them to get the experience. So I thought it was really good that he did that today.
I mean, I think he earned it with his performance against Albania. He showed that he brought us a different type of energy that we were missing in the first game. And so he saw this young energy that could be brought to the game by Sucic, and Sucic did bring it today. He was one of our better players, and he put us in a situation where we got the goal and we had a chance to win the game because of his cross. So you could say Dalić did make a good decision there by starting him.
Not just that, like I was happy with his performance. A little bit out of position. Imagine if that shot from 24 yards out, I think it was 120 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
Beats Donnarumma in the first 5 minutes of that match.
I mean, the stadium would have gone crazy. Yeah.
Holy smokes. But he's capable of that. I've seen him. He had that shot against Barcelona in a friendly a couple years ago. I mean, he's on fire.
He's got a rocket,
We need rocket feet. We need rocket shoes that are going to shoot towards goal. And we haven't had that since Rakitic. I'll leave you both with this question for both of you. How did you feel about Brozović being in the starting lineup today? Zoric?
I didn't like it, but I also wasn't surprised. Basically, when I saw the lineup, I was like, listen, this guy's going to live or die with Brozović. And, he played him. I'm sure he had a good talk with him. And he said, I need the best Brozović because I'm getting a lot of criticism. And I need you to come out and show these people that they're wrong. And I thought, he stuck to Broz. And I thought Broz, I can't say that it was a bad performance. I thought he had a solid performance today. His best so far. And so you got to give credit to Dalić there too. He stuck with him. A guy that brought him a lot of his success in the midfield. Yep. So it's just very unfortunate because we were so close. And if we had advanced, it would be, we'd be a lot more positive and we'd be going against Switzerland, who is not unbeatable.
Yeah. Today sucked because it looked so good. So
we're
good.
So close.
And
so close.
Dagger right in the chest.
Yeah.
Broz today.
Yeah, I mean, listen on the Broz thing. I think Dalić had something in his mind. He probably analyzed the Italian team and who they were going to put out there, and I think he picked the best guy that he felt could do the job that he wanted him to do. So, he put Brozović in there, and I actually, out of all 3 games, I thought this was the best game Brozović played. Both defensively and trying to hold the ball for us and getting us transitioning to attack. So, I mean, listen, all these guys, there's not one Croatian player that steps on the field and doesn't try to give his utmost for his country when they put that jersey on. We all know that. You know, look, is there realities in life? Yeah, age, speed, you know, all those things, factors come into play, right? Especially when you're playing against the best in the world, or in this case, the best other countries in Europe. But Brozović, I thought, did a yeoman's job today. I mean, I think he did a great
You know, I
job.
think we have to say that out of the three midfielders in the middle, I think that Kovacic was the most consistent this tournament, which a big credit to him, because I'd always felt that there was kind of something missing with him, and I thought he came out and played very maturely, very experienced, solid games every game. He was consistent, you know, and that's what you need from him.
Modrić, I'm bummed that they subbed him out. I was scratching my head today.
Yeah,
Unless he ran out of gas. You know what? If he's in that game when that Italian runs up in the 90th minute today, I think he just takes him out. And game over.
Kovacic for me was a very pleasant surprise. I like when he's on the field. I always said if Broz is not there, he should be next to Modric, but I just do not like him because he doesn't get between the lines like you know, an offensive midfielder like a Sucic, like a Vlasic, like a Pasalic. These guys naturally they push forward, you know, and Kova just likes to naturally come back and get that ball and turn and do those little touches. And we need somebody in that role that's going to be, you know, more forward. That's a more forward thinking, more attacking.
I think it'll happen in this next cycle. But look, we gave up way too many goals this tournament. We gave up 6 goals in 3 games, a 3-2-1 spot, 2 in injury time, 95th and 98th minute, unacceptable against Albania and Italy. That's not going to get it done. 2018 World Cup, we gave up 1 goal to Iceland in a dummy game in the group stage. 2020, 1 to England, 1 to Czech, 1 to Scotland. Three goals there. And then in 2022 World Cup, we gave up 1 goal in group stage to Canada.
Yeah.
You can't give up 6 goals.
No.
You're not going to get it done unless you're scoring 10 goals every 3 games.
Not in 3 games. If you're giving up 6 goals and missing 2 penalties and losing games at the end of the game, I mean, hey, listen, technically we don't deserve to go. If we go somehow in a miracle, okay, fine. But we really, if you look at our first round of play, we don't deserve to go.
So what did we score? We scored 3, we gave up 6, and we missed 2 penalties.
Yeah,
so bad.
I mean, that's so bad.
Guys, check this out. Zoric, this is from your your text to us earlier. This was one of the worst group stages we've ever played in. Okay,
absolutely.
Yes.
And a group of death. Spain and Italy. You have Spain and a reigning Euro champions in there. So we did have a shit group of death, right? 2 missed penalty kicks, gave up 6 goals. Our XG was 7 or whatever Marcus and Christian want to call it, right? Complete crap group stage, and we were 10 seconds away from getting second place. Riddle me that.
It's true.
Riddle me that.
That's crazy.
That just shows you how, I mean, how we do have a lot of quality. We had a lot of bad luck. We had a lot of poor defending, but we also had a lot of bad luck to get those goals from Albania and you know, in the last seconds. It's just 2 games in a row. It hurts. It hurts the heart, you know. So
everything went wrong. This tournament at halftime, we were down 4-0 on aggregate on halftime between all 3 games. You're not going to get it done that way. I was so happy when we scored first today, especially right out of the gate of the second half.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's 0-0, but we're not controlling these games. I'm watching the Germanys and the Englands, and even though they're up 1-0 or 0-0, they're controlling the game. They're in complete control. They'll get their goals.
Yeah.
The France's. We haven't had a control game. And that's where we're going to have to – Dalić is going to have to mature and start playing these wingers. I was watching Brazil tonight. Brazil's in LA tonight. And these wingers are like, let's go play some ball. Let's go.
But their wingers are worth 100 million each, you know, not Piazza and Pasalic. But we're far from Vinicius.
Rijeka, baby, Rijeka, it's coming.
We're far from Vinicius and Rodrigo.
We're far from Vinicius Jr.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, I'm talking about one-on-one ball. You don't need to be $100 million winger to go one-on-one.
No, I know.
How many wingers started for us this tournament?
Well, and that was the thing. That was the thing that sucked is the way they played at that tournament in where was it? Egypt? Where did we go? I forget.
Egypt.
They look good, both of them. From the minutes that they played, I mean, you could, if you don't want to start them, you could put them in the last 30 minutes, you know, to see how they do.
But give them a run. It won't matter when you're down 3-0 to Spain at halftime.
I know. Well, why not? You can still see how they do. See if they can beat some people. Remember Piazza in 2016? He killed Spain. I was at that game. I think he was like 5 for 5 dribbles. I mean, he absolutely demolished Spain. That was a young Piazza before he made his transfer to Juventus. But I mean, having somebody on the wing that could actually go at people and beat, I mean, it opens up the whole game, and that we're really missing that. You know,
it changes up
Yeah.
everything. And you know what? We are asking too much of Modric. We're
Yeah.
asking too much of Modric.
At his age, yes.
We're asking.
I said this before, guys. We need to play him like a Messi. We need to have 2 young guys running for him. He needs 2 McAllisters.
Well, there
one
you
on each
go.
side.
Yeah.
That's going to be a conversation for another day. But I think
Yep.
look, Luka legend. I think he's going to stay until 2026. I think we need to start playing him like Ancelotti plays him at Real Madrid. Super sub last 30 minutes of the game. Because look, he was pressing that Italian back line after he scored today, and then he ran out of gas. But he wanted it more than anyone else on that field.
That's
today.
right. That's the difference. He wanted it more than anybody else. And you have to have 20 guys that want it as bad as him. If we had 20 guys who wanted it as bad as him, or 11 guys in the field that wanted it as bad as him at the end of the game, we win that game today.
Absolutely.
Look, Luka legend. He's a legend above all. It sucks that he didn't get the game winner today and Italy scored last. Dalić, we can give him shit for all these tactics, and I will give him shit for tactics. But what he's given us the past 6 years, he's a tenured professor at my university. He just is. He deserves a statue everywhere. And look, our future's bright. We can't have a meltdown now that we didn't make it at a group stage, even though we have a 0.1% chance to make it through. But look, guys, I love you both. It's not going to be the last time we hear from each other this summer. I know that we're going to have a lot of stuff going on. Zoric, a lot of good stuff going on at Hajduk. A lot of good stuff going on.
We got Gattuso there. I mean, it's gonna be fun. At the minimum, the press conferences are gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
That's the bare minimum.
He's going to tackle guys in the press conferences.
That legendary quote he had was all over Twitter after he got hired.
He's going to be red carding guys. He's going to get red carded out of the press conference.
Listen, they're going to run. If they're not going to run, they're going to get slapped around the locker room. That's going to happen.
That's true.
Look, we got a lot of exciting stuff happening in Croatian football and Croatian sports. Gattuso at Hajduk. Look, Dinamo's still the top club.
Hey guys, do we have anything exciting going on for the Olympics this summer? Which Croatians are going to do something in the Olympics?
We'll get some gold medals. Rowing. Rowing.
How about our 2 rowers, our brothers?
The Sinkovic brothers.
Yeah.
And don't we have a karate kid, or don't we have somebody like that? Or
I think Ante, I think we're in the basketball qualifying tournament. When is that for the Olympics? I think we're in the qualifying tournament to get to the Olympics. So we'll see if our basketball team gets there. That's always fun to watch.
That was always fun to watch, yeah.
Basketball's been so off my radar since '92 Barcelona, let me tell you.
Yeah, but still, you know what? We need to know what's going on for the summer, though, with the Olympics. We do need to know what's going on.
Everyone go to Croatian Sports. We'll cover it for you. We'll cover
Okay, there you go.
I heard in Paris that there's like sewage in the waters and they're not going to be able to do a lot of events because did you guys hear about this?
No.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. So
well, I'll tell you what. You know, they think they have a problem in Paris. Wait till they come to LA.
Wait for the transportation in LA. Don't you
wait till they come to LA and some guy runs in on the 100-meter. You know, some homeless guy runs in on the 100-meter dash and wins the race.
Oh man! All right, guys, I got to get going. It was nice talking to you guys.
No, it's love you. I'll see you soon.
Talk everybody.